I'm just checking if I am audible. Bear with me, because if you are having an echo, it's okay. It's me checking the sound. So, am I live? I will see if I am live. Yes, I am live. So, I'm making to be there, and now I'm going to get the sound. And as always, I'm happy to begin my session a bit in advance. And right now, here is the jingle. See you in a while. Welcome to ReFrench Your Brain. Bienvenue, a session where you can stretch your brain and presented by Oli. Don't forget to embark your heart. Let's go! And that's new because before I was not seeing my face there, so I have a new setting and I have a new camera and I have my mic, so I'm happy to be audible and to welcome you, everyone in the audience. I'm so happy to wrap up because last time it was on the 15th, so I have 4 days to cover: the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, and of course today, which is in fact 5 days. So let me know in the comments first, how are you feeling today? I'm really happy to engage and interact with you, of course, or it's like not promoted as I could or should do, but I'm happy to make it happen. And also for the replay team that will be able to see my session in 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, or 1 year, who knows, or 1 decade. So the reason of the ReFrench Your Brain is to bring you value about the French and the language. And so last week was about the organs. I was talking about cœur, poumon, rein, rat, vessie, peau. And if you would like to have the English translation, feel free to go really below and to check my past events. Just in a nutshell, peau is skin, rein is kidney, foie, I was talking also about foie, is liver, and heart is cœur. Cœur is heart. So let me know in the comments, how are you feeling today? I'm really happy to be with you, and I will do my best to catch the LinkedIn session. And always feel free to go on stage. I was not preparing that, but I'm happy to do that right now while we are talking, because I am happy to welcome you on stage so that it will be interactive. So right now I'm going now to allow that, and to allow you to join the stage using the QR code. Else, feel free to go also on the comments, because on the comments and on the repost of my thread, there is also the link to the Restream session where you can join. So feel free to go there, to scan the QR code, or to go in the comments to go on stage, whatever you want. It is not an obligation, it is an invitation, and it is amazing because we can have an interaction. So, and at any time, feel free to comment on LinkedIn. Hopefully, like I can see messages on LinkedIn. I might not be able to show them all the time in Restream, because sometimes LinkedIn and Restreams have some struggles. But I'm doing my best to notice your presence. Like, we are already 1 or 2 live. So I'm happy to welcome you. So now I'm going to, so this session will last 1 hour maximum. So we'll still have 55 minutes. And it will be about French words. So last week it was about organs, and there is still few days to cover, like the 15th and the 16th and the 17th, and probably the 19th will be about the organs. No, not the 19th, up to the 18th. And then the 19th and the 20th, like yesterday and today, will be about the animals. So right now I'm going to jungle with the technology. Thank you so much for giving me grace, and thank you for your comments and for any feedback, any question, any remark. So right now I'm going now to go to the 16, 17, 18, and then 19, 20 of this week. So 16, and as always, there is a RISE framework, like R stands for ReFrench Your Brain, I stands for eliminating someone, S and E I will not go through for the 5 days because it's 1 hour and it's already challenging to make like 5 sessions in 1 hour, it's like 12 minutes per session. And usually it goes to 16 to 20 minutes for going to the full RISE framework. S stands for story or song. I will just do it once for the 5 days, and I know already it will be a song, and I know the song, by the way. And then the E stands for the event. So I have a lot of events to show also. With that, I'm going now to go to the first word, the French word for the 16th, and it will be about the organ. And that's interesting because I was not thinking it was an organ, like I was thinking, oh, it's within, but the eye is the organ, I think, is an organ. So I'm going now to spotlight this word for the 16th, and which is œil, I-E-Y-E in English, is œil in French. So thank you, Jenlin, for your private message that I will look after that. I am live right now. And thank you so much for being one of my inspirational connections that I'm going to go through with the I, the second layer of my RISE framework. And Janlin, you were my second inspirational connection. Jess was my first. And then there was also Anchor, was also R. I don't remember R. I will go through, but S, the double S, I remember it was like Susanna that I've been watching today with Danielle. It was an amazing session, and Sharon. So was the last inspiration connection. There was also Queen Kayleen, and I don't remember the wall. But if I quote twice, it's okay. It means they inspire me twice. And if I quote them twice by accident, I will add an inspiration, a connection in exchange for this twiceness. So, œil. First, let me go to the spelling. And at any time, always feel free to an invitation to join the stage. So, I is œil. And I see you, œil, mon œil. That's an expression that says, oh, I don't trust you, mon œil. But there are lots of going through, like by memory, there is œil pour œil, dent pour dent. And I was talking about œil in the previous choco-late or ReFrench Your Brain, I think, because it was about the special sign. You notice there is two spelling. There are two spellings. The second one is the most correct because it's the origin. But then there is also the one with the O and the E separated. So the second one is called the accent ligaturé, ligaturated accent, and it's really historic. I'm going to go now to Wiktionary, and then I'm going to Wikipedia. But first, Wiktionary, and the O and the E together is the typographic variant. It's another way of writing which is the second one is preferred. But of course, as English speakers and with English keyboards, you are free. This is valid to use the O and the E separated. Although, just know that if there is a spell checker that is underlining you the O and the E separated, it's because they suggest you instead to have the spelling of the O and the E together. And then you click, and then you will see the O and the E together. Even in my keyboard, like I have many French accents in my keyboard, but the O and the E, I think I don't have access unless I have the Alt G R or Alt, with the combinations. And so just to let you know that the O and the E separated are valid, letters valid. So, but first I'm going to show you the O and the E separated to tell to you that it is valid. It is a typographic variant of œil with the O and the E together. And la graphie œil est très courante, notamment en raison de l'absence de la ligature OE dans la version du clavier AZERTY. That's what I was saying. The keyboard AZERTY doesn't contain the O and the E together. That's why writing O and E to separated is allowed. So just to let you know. And then there is also the O and the E in caps. This one is even worse to achieve. But it's like when there is the first word of the sentence, or when this word is used as a proper name. And but as you see here, it's used as a river. This is a name of a river in France, and it's the sound is the same.
Œil.
Voilà, œil. And then I will show you the O and the E together because it's the most common and it's the most descriptive in Wiktionary. So let me know if you have any comment or any question, and you can also jump on stage at any time. So œil, going first through the pronunciations. As you see, there is a lot to cover. Feel free to check, but there are, oh my goodness, 20 pronunciations. So I'm going to go through few of them.
œil,
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 Œil.
œil,
And you are hearing sometimes it's œil or œil. It's up to you. There is no wrong or right. Let's hear Switzerland.
œil,
So here you can also hear œil. Another Switzerland.
œil,
Voilà. So sometimes œil or œil. And I don't see anyone from Quebec. It will be funny, but it's okay. So now I'm going to the description quickly because there are many to say. But before that, I'm going to the etymology from the Middle French œil, the ancient French œil, I don't know how you pronounce that, but Latin pobulus oculus, oculus, or oculos from the Indo-European oc, œil, voir, to see. And also Spanish ojo, Italian occhio, like Pinocchio, like the nose and the eye, Pinocchio. That's good to know when you are going to etymology. So, and then there is also a trick in there. And let me know in the comments at any stage or going on stage also. There is a link on the comments and the QR code. I will not say that all the time, but now I'm going to go back because I want to focus on my session, but let you know that you can comment or jump on stage, and hopefully I can notice your arrival when you are on stage. So bear with me. So now I'm going to let you know that there is also the plural. So un œil, it's masculine, l'œil, because it's a vocal, it's not le œil, it's l'œil, L apostrophe. And then les yeux, and it's yeux, pronounced yeux, Y-E-U-X, but as the article in plural les, you make the link, les yeux. So that's a lot of things to memorize in a short amount of time, I'm aware. I'm happy to go through that with you at any moment, just DM me. So les yeux is the plural. So it is another spelling, but there are some words that are having different spellings, and some words that have different pronouncing, like of, e. So un œil, des yeux, and it's the plural. And so the Latin oculus, like ocular, and I wonder if there is also in English things like that. But the definition, anatomy, the organ of the sight. And of course, it's on the head. I don't picture that to you. You see, you are quite able to understand that it's the eyes, so it's easy. And then there is also the organ of an animal. But it could be also the element of a machine containing an optical dispositive, an optical trait, composite of a visual system. So, like, si tu as des yeux, c'est pour voir le monde autour de toi. If you have eyes. But also, la porte automatique est commandée par un œil électrique. Donc, la porte automatique, the automatic door, is commanded by electronic eye, digital eye. So this is not really the organ, but it's like a dispositive, a function that is allowing to have a visual interaction. Like the automatic door is capturing pictures, and when the picture is changing, the door is opening because the system is activated. And also could be an observer. L'œil devine des espaces incertains, like the observer. That's not truly the eye in a sense of the organ, but that's the observer. So that's another sense. I don't know if there is the same thing in English, by the way, but it's in French. It's observer. Then by extension, it's the sight. So promène à loisir ses yeux. So that's the sight. When you are having an amazing sight. So un œil connaisseur, that's the knowing eye, literally. So that's the person who is knowing the quality of something that he is seeing. By extension, the attention brought to something. Like l'œil à terre is to have the sight on the ground. And also, by extension, a judgment, a spiritual disposition. So there is an example here. D'un œil indifférent, indifferent eye. That means someone who is not caring about something. So œil is used to many things, not only the organ of the human or the animal or even the machine, but also with metaphors or extension. And also in meteorology, I think it's also used in English, the tornado's eye, l'œil de la tornade. So that's really interesting, you know? L'œil de la tornade. I am always waiting for your comments or your present on stage at any time. I check right now. I don't see anyone on stage and any comment. It is okay. Welcome to the replay team. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm at the 20th minute. I'm going to wrap up because then else I'm not going to go as quick for the other words. So there are many things about I, and that's a powerful organ. Many other uses like the opening, the dispositive of sight. Also on botanistry with the plants, it's of course a visual like l'œil du papillon or l'œil d'une fleur, the eye of the butterfly or the eye of a flower. The butterfly used this eye to mimic the fact that he was a living being, a bit strange, weird, to probably scare his enemy. And also in the kitchen, the fat bubble on when there is a kind of a soup. Yeah, so there are many things, and I'm not going to go forward because in 5 days, in 1 hour, it's not easy to go through that. But there are so many expressions. I can speak hours and hours. Like manger des yeux is like to eat with your eyes. That means that you are really captivated by something, by someone. And of course, there are many synonyms, many things to talk about that. And I think I'm not going through the Wikipedia. I'm going to another time for another ReFrench Your Brain. So in English, it's I, of course, but at some point it could be glyph. I never heard about that, by the way. And it's also no, it's all. So there is also another signification, and it's in typography, but it's not so much used. But it's good to know there are many definitions. It's really for the character, the font. So, and in the marine also. So there are many explanations. So right now I'm going to stop my share. And now we are on the 17th. And I'm going to eliminate people right after because I want to get focused about my ReFrench Your Brain session. So the 17th, which is another organ, I don't know which one I'm going to use. Oh, I'm going to use that because it's really interesting as an organ because it could have many meanings also. And it's also good for the etymology. So, and because most of the time this organ is known not especially by his presence, but also by the surgery that comes after that, because there is many things, many organs that are removed. So now I'm going to share my screen. Because I was not knowing this organ per se, but I was knowing the surgery. So right now I'm going to show appendice. Hopefully that you can see my screen, yes. So appendice, from Latin appendix, which means annex. So that's interesting. An appendice, it's an organ that is annex. So appendice, which is seems like appendu. Never heard about this word, by the way. Ajouter to other things. So add to another things. So this is not only an organ, but it is an extension, an addition. it is also in addition, pages add to a volume, like appendix. But I was thinking also about in anatomy, an organ, or it could be also botanist or in the physics. All part that seems to be an addition, who is serving of prolonging to a main part. So l'appendice xiphoid, I don't know this word by the way, l'appendice membraneux, that's a membrane, that's a kind of organ, l'appendice du cocum. And so that's the name, the current name of the appendice iléocacal. Never heard about that, but it's quite complex, I know. Or appendice vermiforme ou vermiculaire. So it's a lymphoid organ that is hosting many immune cells, lymphocytes B and T. And so I know that there is also astronautic elements from a spatial vehicle in the marine also, and in the comic strips. That's good to know, because I was not knowing this jargon from the comic strip. So, but I was knowing more this organ through the appendicite. So now I'm going to in English appendage or appendix in anatomy also, and addition, adjunct, supplement, accessory, appurtenance. Never heard about that. So appendix from the Latin, and appendice from the Italian. In editing or in anatomy. So here is the pronunciation.
Un appendice.
And it's a un, so it's a masculine. L'appendice, and also as l'œil, it's L apostrophe because there is a vocal. L'appendice, un appendice.
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 And so the best way to, because I was having some puns by then, I'm just checking on the comments. Or if you go to stage, feel free to join. And we are live, so happy to be part of the replay team anyway. So I was really amazing because I was having a pun. Because I was having this pun, by the way. Appendice. Appendice is like app, like an app, un, which is 1, and this, which is 10. App, un, this, appendice. You know, I am the pun master. I love to make PunCakes, by the way. So that was the organ, and there's not so much to say about that, except for the appendicite, by the way. So right now I'm going to go up, and it's in Italian also, but in Italian it's appendice. I wonder if there is no pronunciation in Italian because it's FR. But here I was knowing because of appendicite, and appendicite is an illness. I was I was having a surgery about that when I was a baby. So appendicite, inflammation of the appendix of the cecum. So it's an inflammation. And here you have the pronunciation.
L'appendicite.
So appendicite. So CITE, appendicite. And that's good to know. In English, it's appendicitis. So it's the inflammation that leads to remove this organ. So I don't have below my chest. I don't have anymore the appendix. So that's it for the 17th of August. We are already at 30 minutes of the session, and there is still remaining 30 minutes. So now I think I'm on time. Let me know in the comments or on stage if you want to join the stage. It is still yours. Take this amazing opportunity. So, and for the replay team, thank you so much. For now, we are on the 18th of August, which is Sunday. And so this is the last organ because we had 2 weeks of organs. And now this week and next week will be about the animals. And I think I can do a full year about that because there are probably dozens and hundreds of animals to talk about. But I'm going to stick to 2 weeks. And let me know if you like me to talk more about animals. But right now we are still in the organ. We are on Sunday on the 18th for the last organ. And I'm lacking of IDs. So I'm going to rely on AI to let me choose which organ I'm going to talk about. And I was talking about the heart. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to talk about the brain. Yeah, because brain is cerveau, and we all know that. And I can speak hours and hours about the brain. But I'm going to talk about an important organ in the aspect of importance and the aspect of pronunciation. Because and the accent, of course. So right now, here is the organ, which is thyroid. And there are many things to say about that. So 18th of August, thyroid. So just to let you know first, the pronunciation. That's the most important. Because in English, it is pronounced
thyroid,
thyroid,
thyroid.
thyroid,
thyroid,
And somehow there are two different pronunciations because they are either from UK or US. And it is
thyroid,
but in French, first you add an E, but it's not only that, but I'm going then later on for that. But the pronunciation is
Thyroid. Thyroid.
and here comes the Canada. I was knowing the accent. So thyroid. So the THI is not phi, it's T. And the ROIDE, roid. Because in English, it makes sense that the O and the E are separated. So thyroid, it makes sense in English. But in French, it doesn't make sense. That's why you have the trema accent on top of the I. Thyroid. Because without the trema accent, it would have been pronounced tiroid. Because O and I together is wa. Like in the word loi. LOI, which is low in LAW in English. Not LOW, but LAW. Low. I don't know if I pronounce it well in English because it's not my native language, but LOI with the I, classic I, is loi. And LOI with the I, trema, is OE. Because the trema is on top of the letter, to announce that this letter has to be pronounced separately from the others, like Adelaide and not Adelaide. Adelaide, the A and the I, there is a tremor of the I. There is also the no, I lack of examples, but thyroid is to be pronounced like that, thyroid, and not thyroid or not thyroid. It's really important, the tremor. So you have the pronunciation, you have the explanation of the tremor, and I'm not seeing any comments on LinkedIn. If you did comment, apologize. I don't see it on LinkedIn, and I don't see it on Restream. And I don't see anyone waiting to go on stage. So I'm going to continue. Thank you so much for watching the replay team, and if there is anyone live, feel free to comment or ask me questions. Take this opportunity to engage and to gain wisdom. And so, thyroid, etymologically, from Ambroise Paré to the ancient Greek, thyreoides, which is similar to a shield, a long shield. Scutiform. I don't know if there is such a word in English, but it's like a long shield, similar to a long shield. Derived from Tyreos, long shield, and at the origin, huge stone used as a door. That's good to know. So that's interesting. When you dive in the etymology, you know why and why this word is like it is. Because someone in the past, like Littré, someone named Littré, was trying to make it like etymologically correct, like thyreoid, but it was not used like that, probably because a thyreoid was difficult to express. So the usage makes the words, and the words are evolving according to the usage, the use. Same with the spelling, I think. So that's why thyroid is thyroid. So that's good to know. So it's similar to a door, similar to a long shield. And tira is door, by the way. So that's interesting. So anatomy, it's to the gland thyroid. So gland thyroid in English is thyroid gland. So thyroid is a shortcut to say gland thyroid. So le corps thyroïde, la glande thyroïde. And that's the adjective, by the way. It's used as a noun and as an adjective. What I was saying is that adjective. La glande thyroïde, le corps thyroïde. So thyroid is not only the name, it's also an adjective. That's good to know, by the way. I don't know all, so I'm learning with you, my friends. I was thinking just it was a name. So bear with me. Right now we are talking about the name. The name is also the shortcut for the gland thyroid, thyroid gland. And so it's feminine. Une thyroïde, la thyroïde. So, by instance, there is a sentence that I will quote in French and then I will translate in English. En 2017, la survie la plus élevée chez les personnes atteintes du cancer était constatée pour les cancers de la thyroïde et du testicule, alors que la plus faible était pour le cancer du pancréas et le mésothéliome. and I will not be able to translate fully in English because I don't know mesothelium in English, but it's about the survival. The most survival rate for the persons having cancer was with people having thyroid cancers and testicle cancer. I will check later on testicle in English, but it's like the balls, to say it vulgarly. Bear with me, my English, I think it's testicle, but I'm not sure. And the most weak was for the cancer of pancreas and mesothelium. And that's it, it's the organ. Synonym cartilage or gland thyroid. And so in there is also derivatives, hyperthyroidy, which when your thyroid is thyroid measures are really high, and hypothyroidy when the thyroid measures are the lowest. And the rest I don't see, like thyroidian, which is related to thyroid. And so thyroid is good to know. So with that, I'm going now to go to the next session, because the next word, because we have still 19 minutes. Oof. So and it will be more easy right now because we are avoiding organs and we are now going to the animals. And now I'm going to go to the first animal, which was the most obvious because I was seeing this animal this morning, so I was thinking about that. So the 19th word of the day, the word of the day for the 19th of August is chien. Chien. And so chien is dog. And now I'm going to go to Wiktionary, because there are also lots of synonyms about that. So chien, from the Middle French chien, the ancient French chien, the Latin canem, chien, chienne. And so chien is the female of the dog, a she-dog. And so canis, canide, that's really interesting when you go to the terminology, the etymology. Cani, canide. And I think the word caniche, caniche in French, comes from the canem, canide, And so zoology, a mammal, meat eater from the family of Canidae, from the wolf. So the dog is from the wolves, a subspecies, and domesticated by the man, the human being, sorry. Multiple races and variable morphology. So I'm not going too much into details because chien, this word. It's like the pronunciation that matters, chien. So now I'm going right up front to the pronunciation. I just check all the time if there are comments, but I think there is no one watching me. So if I miss your comments, I apologize, because I'm now going to focus more on the rest of my session. So chien, I'm going to the meanings later on, but in English, is dog, of course. Could be also hound, like the hounds of business. Doggy, that's in childish. I wouldn't use this one because we use this one in French, but it's so vulgar. So I wouldn't recommend you neither this or to call that with relating to a woman. For the female of dog, yes. J'ai une chienne formidable. But don't call that for a woman, please. I urge you to not do that, even if it's on Wiktionary, because it's really triggering, you know. And the pronunciation, by the way,
Un chien.
so it's masculine, le chien, un chien. I'm just going to multiple countries. Switzerland,
Chien.
and I wonder, yeah, Canada. Let's hear more Canadians.
Chien.
Chien.
So that's funny because in France, in France
Chien.
and in Canada,
Chien.
so in France it sounds like chien, like CHI-1, like one, chien. But in Canada is
Chien.
chier, a bit like chier.
Chien.
Chier. So that's funny, by the way. But now I'm going to go to the different synonyms because it's not only for the animal that this word is used. Of course, there is chien that I'm not going to go through because it is vulgar, and it is not because the word is used that you have to use it. In other contexts, that the female dog. So I will not go through that. It is vulgar, and it is vulgar, you know. Play card game. Was not knowing that, by the way. In the marine. Not knowing that neither. I learned a lot of things because this is not so much used because it's old. Yeah. That's the one I was going to point. It is also used for the gun, the armory. It's a piece of a firearm which assure the percussion of the amorce of the cartouche, the element. Cartouche is I don't know this word. I don't remember this word in English, by the way. So I have to cartridge, probably, but not sure. So, by instance, avoir une vie de chien, avoir une vie exécrable, to have a miserable life. So that's or un temps de chien, un temps misérable. When it's too much rain, like il fait un temps de chien. So that's good to know, by the way, when you are hearing French guys talking about chien, aside the dog. It's also in the music, but it's not so much used. Yeah. Aside that, I'm going to, but it's like cabot, that's jargon. Clébard, kleps, corneau. Meilleur ami de l'homme, that's a poetic one. The best friend of the man, of the human beings. Molosse, that's more like, oh, the strong dogs, you know, the dogs that are 80 kilos, you know, Molosse. Pitou, Roquet, Toutou, really familiar. And apparently, that's good to know that canicule, when it's too hot, it's from canicula, the little dog, and it's also from a star. So it's when it's too hot. So that's funny, by the way. There is also canine, which is the teeth. It's good to know the etymology. Chenil, that's the place where the dogs are gathered to adoption. Chiot, that's the baby dog. Cynic, was not knowing that cynic is from canis. Wow. Well, I'm learning with you, my friends. And I'm going to pass through the expressions because there are so many expressions and we are still 11 minutes to go through the last day. And before I'm going to the I and the E, the S and the E. Wow. So I might go over time. It's also an adjective, but I'm going now to go to the other animal on the 20th, which is today. And this one is a bit like not so much known, but you know it in English. You know it in English. So hippocampe. There is two parts in that. Hippo. And by the way, you don't pronounce the H in French. So it's not hippocampe, it's hippocampe. As if the H was not existing. So in English, it is hippocampus, I think. Hippocampus. Or seahorse. Like the horse of the sea. So there is the same meaning in French because hippo comes from hippic. So the first go to the pronunciation.
Hippocampe.
Voilà.
Hippocampe.
And so it's from the Latin hippocampus, from the Greek hippocampos, from hippos, like to the horse, cheval, and campos. It's a sea monster. And also campe, which is curve, because the hippocampus is like having a curve, or to turn. So the looks between the brain part, hippocampus, that's also too good to know, and the animal. So hippocamp. So there are many meanings, by the way. So in the Greek mythology, it's the seahorse used by the sea gods. But then in zoology, is the most used. It's the little fish, which is swimming to the vertical. And the head is looking like a horse with a tail. So there are more than 200 species from various sizes and colors. And then the third meaning, which is also the most used by the second and the third, anatomy. So it's the anatomical region of the brain corresponding to a part of the temporal lobe could intervene in the process of the memory. So that's good to know that you see the picture, the hippocamp here in the brain. There are two, by the way, and the animal. It's good to know. So, of course, there are multiple types of hippocamp and of synonyms. In English, hippocampus, that's for the mythological creature, and seahorse for the fish. Seahorse in one or two words, or with the dash. And the anatomical region, hippocampus. And so I am going to end right now. It's ending the R part, the ReFrench Your Brain, with a lot of value during the last 53 minutes. And I'm going to be over time, my friends, but I am over delivering because I'm happy to over deliver, by the way. So right now, I don't see. And I was apologizing because I was not having mic on my mouth. It'll be good to sing. But right now, I'm going to let my mic go there. And normally, you will be able to hear me well. Yes, you are hearing me well. So I don't see anyone on stage, anyone on the comments. It is unusual, especially on the comments, but it is what it is, and I'm happy to make it longer on Tuesdays. The Tuesdays are the longer versions, and the daily versions are 45 minutes. So now I'm going to over deliver and the part of the word, the French words are done. So now here comes the I part of the RISE framework. The I stands for eliminating. And so there are 5 days. So the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. So I'm going to quickly eliminate 5 persons, and I found 4 of them. And if I was already eliminating someone in the past 7 days, I apologize. I will make a double one for the next days, for the ones that I'm doubling right now. And I'm going to choose, I chose one. So here I have my 5 illuminating, empowering, inspirational connections. And I'm going to spotlight them one by one, day by day. So I'm going to share my screen after I'm spotlighting the first one. And I was already spotlighting her many weeks ago, but I'm happy to spotlight her again because she's amazing. So the first one I'm going to spotlight is, drum roll, Crystal. Spotlighting Crystal. And as always, I'm going to also to say that she will be part, as I and Jenlyn and others, to the New Leaders Summit of tomorrow. So I'm happy to spotlight this event later on. So, but first, I'm going to talk about Crystal. She's amazing. She's passionate identity recovery specialist dedicated to supporting you transcend the complexities of trauma so that you can reclaim your life and thrive with confidence. I would just invite her probably to make it small caps because, technologically, when you are using small caps is like shouting, but it is just an invitation for her. So the first one is Crystal because she is amazing. For the 16th of August. For the 17th of August, let me spotlight Divine Maxine. She is also amazing and she has her name voiced, so I'm happy to voice it to you.
Divine Maxine.
And that's why I love French and English, because in English it is
Divine Maxine.
Divine Maxine.
Divine Maxine.
And so it's day. I was thinking D because it's divine, because it's DI, so divine. But here it is
Divine Maxine.
divine. And in French, divine. There is a word that is D-I-V-I-N-E, which is pronounced divine. So apologize, dear Divine Maxine, for not voicing correctly your name, which is
Divine Maxine.
So feel free to connect with her. She is guiding you deeper than the surface. She is heart oracle, spiritual guidance, metaphysical healing modalities. She is doing also psychic medium, philanthropist, self-love, empowerment coach. Yeah, our intuition is our GPS. So that's the second connection, inspirational connection that I would like to highlight for the 17th of August. Let me do that for the 18th of August. And I was quickly seeing her on Susanna and Danielle's session. I was hearing her on Sunday. Let me write her correctly so that I can find her. So, Dr. Constance Leland, aka CJ. So, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Let's hear.
I'm Dr. Constance Leland. I am here to amplify your message through the use of social media.
Yes, I love it. Let's hear it again.
I'm Dr. Constance Leland. I am here to amplify your message through the use of social media.
So another tip for me, because it is Leland, and I was thinking it was Leyland. So because Ley is like lay, but it's it's Leland. So I am learning English, my friends. Not so far ago in the past, 1 or 2 years ago, I was thinking that CIRCLE was circle, and in fact it is circle. So let me hear again.
I'm Dr. Constance Leland. I am here to amplify your message through the use of social media.
And so this is also an invitation for you when you are using LinkedIn to voice your name and to have a special amazing message attached to your name so that they can also sense your vibration and your mission. So Dr. Constance Leland, CJ, is top educational leadership voice, 5-time international best-selling author, publisher, publicity queen, TV and radio host, podcast circuit creator, major magazine and press release, 50 inspirational connection founder, top educational leadership voice from San Diego, and she is a friend, she is a sister, she is a queen, she is an angel. She is one of my best go-to person to level up, to elevate my vibrations. So CJ, you are definitely one of the best, one of the top inspirational connections. And of course, you are part of you have a big place within my heart, aside the 88 other inspirational connections, because I decided to quote 89 and not only 50. So CJ, deep love to you, showing you my heart. Just stopping the share so that you can see my heart. This is for you, CJ. Mwah. So we are right now 2 minutes after the end of the session. I was talking about 5 different days, 5 different words, or in French. Feel free to go through in the past replay team, or people that are live. Also, feel free to comment or having any question. I'm happy to receive that even afterwards or right now if you want, if you are live. And thank you so much for the replay team. So it was for the 3rd day. So I was quoting Crystal Bihi, if I will pronounce her last name, Divine Maxine, and Dr. Constance Leland. And now the 4th connection, the 4th inspirational connection that I was seeing this evening. And I truly believe this is not an accident. And I'm going to share my screen. And I'm sure that I will pronounce her name incorrectly. Oops. Technology, my friend. Technology. So, the 4th inspirational connection is, drum roll, I will say Tabata, but I think it's Tabafa. I'm not sure. Let me know, sister, how do I pronounce your first name? But in French, it's Tabata, because the THA is Ta. But maybe in English, it's Tabafa or Tebata. I don't know. Let me know. So you are my 4th inspirational connection. You are the best child safety advocate that you will meet. That's of course. Helping school, and you see an unicorn, I would say an hippocampus, but it's a unicorn. Helping school systems save resources by never losing another student. That's clever to say. Parents, how safe is your school? I want to reduce your risk. I love that tagline. Thank you so much, Tabata. And apologize for your name. So feel free to connect with her. She is my fourth inspirational connection of this series of 5 sessions in of 5 days in 1 day to wrap up, because I want to wrap up and to over deliver and to not say, oh, the days are gone, I'm not going to go through. I want 5 days right now. So, and 5 inspirational connections. So here is the fourth one, and no last but not least, and I was also seeing him this evening. So show up, my friends, and you will be part of my inspirational connections. Because aside CJ, who has an amazing community, this amazing angel, amazing brother human being, Mike Asha Bronner. And let me check if the pronunciation is accurate.
Mike Asherbranner, and welcome to the Hounds community.
Oops, I was not hearing anything. I don't know.
Mike Asherbranner, and welcome to the Hounds community.
That's strange. First time that I don't hear anything. Am I... maybe because I was cutting the sound. That's why. I apologize, my friend. So that's Mike.
Mike Asherbranner, and welcome to the Hounds community. Mike Asherbranner, and welcome to the Hounds community.
And welcome to the Hounds community. You are welcome. So Mike Asherbranner, thank you so much for being an amazing inspirational connection. And I'm going to hide this because we are done with the words. So Mike, amazing to spotlight you, and happy to be part of your community. Happy to be part of the community of CJ, and also of the community of Jen Lin. I will talk about that in the future events. So now I am over delivering. Here is like 8 minutes past. I'm going 6 minutes past. I'm going now to close the I chapter of the RISE framework. R stands for ReFrench Your Brain. I stands for illuminating someone. I was wrapping up 5 days in rows, guys. So it is not easy in doing 5 days in 1 day. So that I'm now going to sing you a song. And it's part of the animal of yesterday, which is chien, dog. And that's amazing because the hound is also another name for dog, by the way. And that's apropos because I was seeing a fellow cute dog in a tram, and it was amazing. So I'm going to I don't need to go to the video. I'm just going to the song of Jacques Brel. And I'm going to do it fully this time. I'm playing full, my friends. So I'm just going to, normally I am live. I hope that my voice is visible. Normally my voice is visible. Yes, visible, audible. Not visible with the eyes, but audible with the ears. So right now I'm going to sing you the song. That's the S part, story or song. And I decide to do the song. And no, I see a dog, by the way. It's amazing. By the way, they are quite clever with the advertisements. So it's les filles et les chiens, the girls and the dogs, from Jacques Brel, my idol. I love Jacques Brel, by the way. He's one of my best singer of all my time, all the life. So, going to sing the song now. Les filles, c'est beau comme un jeu, c'est beau comme un feu, c'est beaucoup trop peu. Les filles, c'est beau comme un fruit, c'est beau comme la nuit, c'est beaucoup d'ennui. Les filles, c'est beau comme un renard, c'est beau comme un retard, c'est beaucoup trop tard. Les filles, c'est beau tant que ça peut, c'est beau comme l'adieu, et c'est beaucoup mieux. Mais les chiens, c'est beau comme des chiens, et ça reste là à nous voir pleurer les chiens. Ça ne nous dit rien, c'est peut-être pour ça qu'on croit les aimer. Les filles, ça vous pend au nez, ça vous prend au thé, ça vous prend les dés. Les filles, ça vous pend au cou, ça vous pend au clou, ça dépend de vous. Les filles, ça vous pend au cœur, ça se pend aux fleurs, ça dépend des heures. Les filles, ça dépend de tout, ça dépend surtout, ça dépend des sous. Mais les chiens, ça ne dépend de rien, et ça reste là à nous voir pleurer les chiens. Ça ne nous dit rien, c'est peut-être pour ça qu'on croit les aimer. Les filles, ça joue au cerceau, ça joue du cerveau, ça se joue tango. Les filles, ça joue la madou, ça joue contre joue, ça se joue de vous. Les filles, ça joue à jouer, ça joue à aimer, ça joue pour gagner. Les filles, qu'elles jouent les petites femmes, qu'elles jouent les grandes dames, ça se joue en drame. Mais les chiens, ça ne joue à rien, parce que ça ne sait pas comment faut tricher. Les chiens, ça ne joue à rien, c'est peut-être pour ça qu'on croit les aimer. Les filles, ça donne à rêver, ça donne à penser, ça vous donne congé. Les filles, ça se donne pourtant, ça se donne un temps, ça donne en donnant. Les filles, ça donne de l'amour, à chacun son tour, ça donne sur la cour. Les filles, ça vous donne son corps, ça se donne si fort que ça donne d'air mort. Mais les chiens, ça ne vous donne rien, parce que ça ne sait pas faire semblant de donner. Les chiens, ça ne vous donne rien, c'est peut-être pour ça qu'on doit les aimer. Et c'est pourtant pour les filles qu'au moindre matin, qu'au moindre chagrin, on renie ses chiens. So that's a deep song, by the way, but it's amazing for the sound, the pronunciation, and I'm going to give you the link so that you can translate in English, so that you can compare the words. And of course, there is a lot of deep meanings under the line meanings, so it's good to know. So hope that this song was amazing. It's absolutely not the most famous of Jacques Ball, but it's one to discover, and I will post the link later. So with that, I'm now going to the events, and I'm just going to continue to share my screen because there is this event on LinkedIn, and I'm going now to share the event quickly on LinkedIn. And this is in fact, there are two events that I'm going to spotlight. So the first event, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST, 7 a.m. PST, Neuro Leader Summit from Jenlin. I will co-host with her because it is an event that is incredibly long. Like, wow. That's quite long. That's quite long, my friends. Can you see that? Of course, if I share my wrong screen, that will not be the deal. So let me share my screen, my right screen. So now you see my screen. Thank you so much, Oli. Thank you, technology. So Neuro Leader Summit from 10 a.m. EST to 6 p.m. EST. So it's 8 hours. 8 hours of summit. There are 13 speakers. So that in itself is amazing. So feel free to join this event. We are live with 13 speakers. Jen Lin will be the first to speak. They are amazing. And then I will be able to speak as the second speaker. And then there will be a line of 11 other speakers after that. That will be incredible. I am a bit scared, but I'm happy because anyway, I don't have any expectation. I'm doing the best I can to speak. So feel free to join tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST, 7 a.m. PST, whenever you want, as the long capacity that you can join. There are 8 hours, and that's amazing. So tomorrow, new leader summit from Jen Lin and I and 11 other speakers. And you will be able to ask questions and to have games because we need more games. So with that, I am now going to go to the second event, which is the day after, and which is with Anastasia. And this event is, hopefully that I can see that, Anastasia, the Exposé documentary premiere, in fact, in English premiere, and in French première, which is the first. Première is first in English. In French première, English first. And it's in August, 22nd August. So feel free also to join this session the day after. So aside that, I have an event on 23rd that I've not yet created, but it will be with Anchor. It will be amazing. It is on Friday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, it will be Jen Lin. After tomorrow, Thursday, it will be Anastasia Exposé. And after tomorrow, Friday, it will be me and Anchor. And after tomorrow, Saturday, I will be having a Saturday Mental Health. So I have a lineup of events. I'm going to talk to that more later on. We are already 17 minutes past the event. I don't have any other comments to show. So thank you so much for watching the replay team and for being the brave that we're watching this session for an amazing 77 minutes. That's incredible. So with that, wish you an amazing evening. I'm going to end right now and see you tomorrow for my daily ReFrench Your Brain, but also tomorrow for the Neuro Leader Summit. And I think that tomorrow I will do the ReFrench Your Brain quite late. It will be choco-late, probably 3 a.m. my time.